The Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra got some amazing changes from last year's model. The phone has a titanium frame instead of armor aluminum, which feels nicer in your hand and won't get scratched as easily. It also has a cool texture that catches the light. The edges are less rounded so you can hold the phone more securely. The screen is flatter and has less space at the bottom, which makes the huge display seem even more impressive. If you're looking for a phone with an awesome screen, you can't go wrong with the S24 Ultra. It has a huge 6.8-inch AMOLED screen that can change its refresh rate from 1 Hz to 120 Hz depending on what you're doing. That means it can save battery when you don't need it and give you a smooth experience when you do. The screen is super sharp and clear, and you can make it even sharper by changing the resolution in the settings. The S24 Ultra also has the brightest screen of any phone right now. It can go up to 2,600 nits. That makes it easy to see even in bright sunlight. The S Pen is what makes the Galaxy Ultra phones special. It's tucked away in a little hole on the left side of the phone. You just push it in and it pops out a bit, then you can grab it with your fingers. The phone keeps the S Pen charged when it's inside, and it also reminds you when you take it out or forget it somewhere. The S Pen can be used for notes, drawings, or other stuff. There's a button on the side that does different things like taking photos or changing slides. The phone has some apps that work well with the S Pen like Smart Select, Samsung Notes, and Air Actions. But Samsung hasn't added anything new to the S Pen this year, which is kind of weird. The S24 Ultra is a beast of a phone, thanks to the special Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 for Galaxy chip that Qualcomm made just for Samsung. It has more juice for the CPU, GPU, and NPU, which means it can handle anything you throw at it. Plus, it has a huge vapor chamber to keep it cool and fast. The S24 Ultra has 4 cameras on the back. The main one is 200 megapixel and takes super sharp photos. There's also a 12 megapixel ultra wide, a 10 megapixel 3x zoom, and a 50 megapixel 5x zoom. The cameras are great. They take beautiful photos in any light, with lots of detail and color. They look as good as the ones from Apple and Google. The selfie camera is 12 megapixel and also takes nice photos. The portrait mode looks more natural than before. The S24 Ultra can also do some cool tricks with AI. You can remove or resize things in your photos with the Gallery app. If you like taking photos at night, you'll love nightography. It's a cool feature on the S24 Ultra that uses AI to make your night shots look better. It gets rid of some of the noise and makes the details pop out more. The colors are still vibrant and realistic. You can also record videos in 8K at 30 FPS, which is super high quality. The videos look sharp and clear, with natural colors and good stabilization. The Galaxy S24 Ultra has a big battery that can last for a long time. It's a 5,000 mAh battery that you can charge fast with a cable or slower without one. You can also share some juice with other devices that support wireless charging. We tested the battery by watching YouTube videos non-stop with the screen brightness all the way up. The S24 Ultra kept going for 14 hours and 10 minutes, which is pretty good for an Android phone and better than the S23 Ultra from last year. We also checked how fast the battery charges with a 45-watt charger. It took about an hour and 20 minutes to go from empty to full. If you want an awesome Android phone, you can't go wrong with the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra. It's got everything you need: a stunning screen, a speedy processor, a long-lasting battery, and amazing cameras. The Galaxy S24 Ultra is not cheap or small, but that's the price you pay for having the best of the best. Trust us, it's worth it. The Vivo X100 Pro feels solid and well-made, but it's not too bulky or heavy. The camera bump has a nice texture that reminds me of a real camera lens. The back of the phone has a smooth and shiny surface that changes color when the light hits it. It looks pretty classy. The phone can handle some dust and water, so you don't have to worry too much about getting it wet. All in all, this phone looks and feels as premium a device can get in 2024. The X100 Pro has a stunning 6.78-inch FHD Plus AMOLED screen that uses an LTPO panel. It can go up to 120 Hz refresh rate, show all the colors in the DCI-P3 range, and get super bright up to 3000 nits. The screen curves a bit on the edges and has thin borders, so you can enjoy watching anything on it with amazing clarity, brightness, colors, and angles. It's a joy to use this phone for any kind of content. The Vivo X100 Pro is a beast of a phone, thanks to the MediaTek Dimensity 9300 chipset. It also has a whopping 16 GB of RAM and another 16 GB of virtual RAM, so you can switch between apps like a breeze. You won't have to worry about apps closing or reloading because they'll stay in memory for a long time. This phone is one of the fastest Android phones out there, and it shows. You can multitask smoothly, without any lag or stutter. The coolest thing about Vivo X100 Pro is the camera. Seriously, it's amazing. It has a 50-megapixel main camera from Sony, with a big aperture to let in more light. It also has a 50-megapixel wide-angle camera from Samsung, with a wide lens to capture more of the scene. But the best part is the 50-megapixel periscope camera from Zeiss. It's not like the other zoom cameras you've seen before. It has a special lens that moves inside the phone to adjust the focus. And it uses Zeiss APO lenses, which are super good at making colors look natural and avoiding weird distortions. You can take stunning close-ups and videos with this camera, and they look so realistic. The Vivo X100 Pro has a 5400 mAh battery. It can handle a day of normal use, but don't expect it to last much longer. The MediaTek Dimensity 9300 processor is very powerful, but it also drains the battery faster, especially when you're doing heavy tasks like gaming or streaming. The upside is that it charges super fast. It comes with a 120-watt charger in the box, but the phone can only take up to 100 watt of wired charging, or 50 watt of wireless charging. If you're looking for a great phone that won't break the bank, you should check out the X100 Pro. It's a beast of a device that can compete with some of the most expensive phones out there. This phone has it all, and it's especially great for photography lovers. This is a smart choice for anyone who wants a flagship phone without paying a premium.